All right. In all seriousness, Eddie Kingston and Penta versus the Young Bucks was an excellent match. I'm glad it ended the way it did. I'm really getting tired of watching the Young Bucks win by cheating every single time. It gets boring, even if they're super good and the best tag team in the world or whatever. Storylines need to progress. The MJF and Sammy Guevara match was also tremendous. It was really good. These are the two matches that were not interrupted by commercial breaks. The other two matches, because there were only 4 total matches on the books for the night, the other two matches, 50% of the matches were constantly interrupted by advertisements. And I'm not even exaggerating. There's a picture-in-picture, and then after the picture-in-picture time, it cuts to another minute and a half of advertisements, which means that there's a minute and a half of wrestling that you're not seeing. Maybe it's because everybody was packed up and ready to go to the Miami show or whatever. I don't know that, everybody else was like, okay, just, take a break for tonight and then we're going on the road. I don't know, but legit. The other... See, that was almost an hour's worth. So the other hour of the show was filler, was pure filler. This is like a first for AEW to do that. I'm honestly a huge fan of the promotion. I was a lapsed fan for a very long time in professional wrestling. When I came back into it, WWE just about made me lapse again. And then AEW came along and I was like, oh, there is an alternative. That's great. I was in high school. I witnessed the Monday Night Wars. I was watching the pay-per-view, having helped pay for the pay-per-view when they went to the rafters and then a blue screen when Owen Hart fell. I'm a fan of professional wrestling. There was a comment that was made in response to a comment I left on AEW's most recent upload, at which I blasted them for the advertising, saying that somebody said they thought I was a troll. And how if I watch anything to do with Jim Cornette, I must be a troll. No, dude, that guy at least made a contribution to the business. And I am a fan of professional wrestling. And I love AEW because it gave me that fire again, which then allowed me to start looking into independent scenes that I honestly was unaware of prior to that. And I feel so let down that this was 2 good matches sandwiching a bunch of filler. It was a freaking Oreo. And an Oreo, that's a reference to Allie's blog, this fool telling me that I'm not a fan. I watch Ethan Page, I watch Allie, I watch Sammy, I watch Dark, I watch Elevation. Dark is the best show at this point. Dark has the best matches, the best action, the most matches. Elevation, I see what they're doing with it, and so it gets a close second. Dynamite's trailing in third because there's like a total of 5 matches, if you're lucky. Tonight was 4. And a ton of advertisements in the middle of the action. At least with Elevation and Dark being on YouTube, the ads that come up after it's done premiering are in between the matches. They're not during the matches. That's completely ridiculous. And no, I cannot afford to get Fight TV or whatever it is that you can get to watch through everything without commercial interruption. I simply do not have that option. So, yeah, in all seriousness, there were 2 good matches and 2 matches that probably would have been better if they were not literally interrupted by both a picture-in-picture followed by commercials that cause over a minute's worth of action to be missed, and then a few minutes after that, another 5 minutes of commercials during the match. I just don't even know what to say. It does not diminish my fandom for All Elite Wrestling. I love the promotion. I love everything that they're doing, except for bowing to these TV people who are like, well, if you're going to be on Wednesday night, we might as well have all the advertisements we can. It's like I said in my other videos. If you interrupt the content that I am wanting to watch with an advertisement for any product whatsoever, I don't care if it's something that I need. I will go without just to spite the advertisement for having interrupted the content, which is the point. It is the point. It is not for a platform or a network to make money. The point is for the viewers to be entertained. And the process of viewers watching to be entertained, they're already paying for the service. They're either paying for cable, they're paying for internet. We're already paying. So, what, advertisements got to pay something? No. No. Whatever you're selling, I am not buying. That is the bottom line. With any product and any content that I'm trying to watch. If I see it come up on an advertisement right at an inopportune spot, I flip the finger, literally. I flip the bird at the camera because I know that they're watching through those. I flip the bird and I choose not to purchase whatever they are selling on pure principle. And I encourage everyone else to do the same until they stop interrupting the content with the advertisements. Put an ad on before, put an ad on after, but do not intersperse throughout. Because when it comes to the ones on the slider bars on people's videos, I know how to circumvent that, and I do it every single time. Whether that hurts the person that's doing the channel or not, that should not be dependent on number of views for advertisements because it interrupts the programming. The programming is the point. If I wanted to watch advertisements, I would go look up advertisements. They're on there too, on YouTube. What a way to end the run in Jacksonville. The pandemic era is over, so let's just throw as many commercials as we possibly can. Like, seriously, put a little thing in the corner of the screen that says, brought to you by, a little thing across the bottom, check out this show. Anything but interrupting the matches on the wrestling program. I don't watch for the promos. I enjoy the promos, but I want wrestling matches. And when you cut a wrestling match, how about you cut a promo and then you go to commercial and then the wrestling match happens and then you go to commercial and then somebody else cuts a promo and then you go to commercial, but not in the middle of the match. It's really not a hard concept. And no, I am not a troll. I am a diehard AEW fan. I will follow this company until they run it into the ground or burn it down or take over and win or whatever happens. I will follow this amazing company with the excellent talent that they have, the opportunities that they provide for independent talent as well, and giving them more credit than just, we're going to call you Blue Pants, Leva, and you're going to run out and you're going to lose. No, you let them pick their name. They have their own gimmick that they do on the indie circuit. You let them use it on the show. Great. That is fantastic. The forbidden door is not only kicked open, it's splintered. That's great. That is awesome. That is what professional wrestling needs. What it doesn't need is the point, the thing you came to see, being interrupted by an equal amount of time of advertisements as literally the amount of time before. After about the third time that this happened, on this episode tonight, I seriously started watching the clock and timing how many minutes they ran of action after the commercial break until the next picture-in-picture or commercial break. You could not go 5 minutes without a commercial. I don't know if this was done like, well, we have an obligation to get X amount of time of commercials, and so we want to run commercial-free in between. No. How about you just run 10 fucking minutes of commercials in between 4 outstanding matches? Simple. Super simple. But if I see another Dynamite like this, it's going to put me off. I'm going to stop watching it. And not getting views on a paid cable subscription service means AEW via TNT will lose money. Yeah, it's just a little tiny amount because I'm just one person. But how many other people are going to get fed up with it and change the channel because they are tired of constant commercials? And guess what? That's the other thing. Every time you put on a commercial, that's an opportunity for somebody to see what else is on. Doesn't matter if it's wrestling or something else. They're going to find something else to watch that isn't interrupted literally every 5 minutes in the dead center middle of the show. What are they going to do with Rampage? Have one match and 15 minutes of commercials and then a promo and 15 more minutes of commercials and then a summary and an outro? Ridiculous. I hope it's not like this on TBS. I really do, because if they keep doing this, I'm going to stop watching Dynamite. As far as I will be concerned, there will be 2 shows, and this advertisement/promo thing, which that'll turn Dynamite basically into the frickin' Saturday morning promo show, or the Sunday Night Heat or whatever, like, Shotgun, where there's like a match and a bunch of advertisements. And guess what? Those shows are no longer around, are they?